No. Okay, so there was this question that was asked. What's the difference between a twin soul and a twin flame? And I first just want to start off by saying, like, my channel, it's very uncompromising when it comes to twin flames. And I just want to warn people that are watching this, that you might get triggered by what I say. And if what I'm saying isn't resonating, then this isn't the video for you. This isn't the channel for you. It is what it is. I'm just speaking from what I've noticed about twin flames. But anyways, to me, there's no difference because it's all just the story. And it's just energy appearing. I mean, whether it's energy appearing as a twin flame, a twin soul, blah, 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 whatever, it's all really just nothing. It's just made up, really.
So I think you're like the only non-dual speaker about twin flames out there. And so every other teacher is a teacher, you're a speaker, is having everybody even more attached to the story. And the story is about getting somewhere. It's about getting something. It's about getting them, and you're the only one saying, hey, that's an illusion. That's a story. So
yeah,
a lot of people may be triggered and really hurt because that's when it happened to me. I was, it was so devastating to know that was a story. And that's like a big story, the twin flame and the spiritual story are huge. Those two stories are huge. They carry so much weight and so much attachment. But nonetheless, I'd like to say that it hurts for me, it hurt to know that was just a story. I couldn't believe it. It's like, wait, I invested so much time and effort. I studied, I cried, I did everything they told me to do. And it's just a story, and yeah. Let me answer your question.
I think that these teachers that are teaching, they literally like give these people hope. And they really, they think it's a textbook type of thing. Like, oh, when I'm vibrating at a higher frequency, my twin is just going to appear and we'll be in union. And there's really no truth behind that because there's no telling when the twin will appear. Look, I've literally moved on a long time ago from the one that they would call my twin flame. I moved on. And yes, did he get a hold of me? Yeah, he did. But that was it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't know. There's no like simple answer here. To go off of what a teacher's telling you, you're setting yourself up for failure because there's no telling of how and when the twin flame will ever appear. Have people, been like what they would call neutrality, been neutral, and the twin flame came around and now they're together in a relationship. I'm not saying that doesn't happen because it does. But I wouldn't sit there and say it's because they were neutral. I wouldn't say it's because they did this and that, and that's why they came along. I just feel that that's just when they came along.
So I have something to say about that neutrality. So neutrality is still the story.
Yep.
So you're just taking ownership of that neutrality. You're still there. The person's still there when they're neutral. So the teachers are actually talking about to be neutral. That's not non-duality. That's still the spiritual path, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. If that's your thing, that's what's happening. That's what's going on. Okay. But now we're talking about non-duality. There's no neutrality. There is no nothing.
There's nothing.
So your twin flame goes too, because they're a story.
It's
Neutrality is a story. Yeah, all of it's a story. So I know it's difficult for us to be talking about this on the internet because, I mean, non-dual speakers, it's hard for them to speak about it too. But we're just talking about it because I feel like neutrality people think is non-duality, and it's not. And I actually thought it was non-duality like 6 months ago until now. I'm like, no, that's still a story, you know? So, and it's hard to face the fact that, oh shit, that's even everything is, you know? So, so you're more talking about the deep end, you know, you're in the free fall of it. Yeah.
And I know when some people say neutrality in the story, they say it's like basically you're like in alignment, or you're at a place where it's just a free fall, right? But that's not gonna make the twin flame come. It's not. They could and they can't, you know, I mean, it's a catch-22. There's no telling of how and when the twin flame will ever appear. I'm not saying they haven't appeared for other people, and I'm not saying that they have. I mean, I don't know. That's just it. There's no knowing of any of it, really, unless, you know, of how, you know, it will kind of unfold, whatever. But I'm not a teacher, and I'm not going to claim to be a teacher. I'm just speaking on this and what I've noticed. But I feel like these teachers give people hopes and dreams that something's going to happen. And they literally hold on to that. And they're looking and seeking and searching and waiting.
And everything is a sign.
Yes.
That you know, everything is, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. And then you live all your life that way.
Yeah. And it's a disappointment for them.
Yeah. It was a huge disappointment for me. I mean, I grieved. Man, that grieving was bad. But you're still alive after. You can get through it, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's the same in the spiritual world. They're always saying, you know, you have to go through this to awaken. There's no, like, oh, you have to reach enlightenment. You're reaching enlightenment or you're reaching the twin. It's the same story. Yeah. It's just two fabricated stories. And it's hard to let go of both, but, you know, that's what we're talking about today. And that's what you talk about on your channel, is the real non-dual message about twin flames. Yeah. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And nobody wants to hear this, you know? Nobody wants to hear this. No. I literally, I know I've triggered a lot of people. Sometimes I do. I know, especially in my group, because they're not ready for it, but they don't have to be in my group either. They can kick rocks, you know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. And I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because what I've noticed is it doesn't matter what you fucking do. It doesn't matter. You can heal, not heal, blah, 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 and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, you know, what you're saying is there's no free will or choice. You're saying the same non-dual message, but you're saying it in the twin flame. It's the same thing because it's just a story. So the same way that non-dual speakers speak about how there's no free will and choice, you're saying the same thing, because there is no formula that you do to bring about that. There's just nothing. And nothing. maybe there's people that are at that point, like, and say, oh shit, you're right, because I did this, this, and this. I became neutral. Became unattached. And then
Yeah.
it still didn't happen. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. Is that I was like, wait, I was whole and complete, and it was still happening.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's no secret form. It was like, it was a rude awakening for me, because I jumped through all the hoops to do what I had to do, and it still didn't.
Same here. I went through all the healing stages that they would call. I did a lot of like different healing work. I don't know. And I tried to stay at a higher vibration all the time. And, which there's nothing wrong with that, but whatever, like I said, I say my mantras. I do. But, that's not going to, I'm not saying that that would bring my twin flame around though.
That's just happening. That's just happening for you because that's what's happening. There's no, it doesn't, you don't
there's
have
no
like
attachments
an intention.
to it though.
Yeah.
There's no attachments to it. I just do it. I'm just doing it. But I know you wanted to talk about, when we first were realization first appeared to happen for us. I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember that nothing looked the same anymore. When I woke up, everything looked artificial to me.
When you were in and out,
Yes.
how did you adjust to the in and out? What was happening when you were in and out?
I don't think that there's an adjusting. I think it just happens. I feel like it just happened. I feel like I just ended up adjusting. I became settled in it, I think, I was going in and out. I was super uncompromising. It was hard for me to be around people without being uncompromising. And then eventually it just that all fell off. It did. But not saying that I'm not going to, I can still be uncompromising when I'm speaking about non-duality. But there's no stickiness there to it. Where before there was some stickiness there of being uncompromising. I was still in the story in a way. Like I was still, yeah, it was an in and out thing.
You're like owning the uncompromising in a way.
Yes.
You're like, it's your uncompromised. I know, because I'm going through that right now. I keep going in and out, and I'm like, oh, I'm owning this, but when for you right now, it's coming up. No one cares,
No one cares. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's like, it happens, it leaves, it comes back. And it's like, I notice, oh, I'm owning that. And it's just like, it just keeps.
If happening. I'm being uncompromising, that's just what I'm doing. Yeah. Like, it's just what I want to do. It's something that I'm just doing. Like, I want to do it. It's not because I have no recognition of it.
Because that's what's appearing to happen.
Yeah. It's noticed. It's very noticed, yeah, it's me speaking it's me speaking on a certain topic or whatever and being uncompromising about it, But I do remember when I was coming in and out, when I was apparently waking up, it just, man, everything just seemed so foreign and it was just new. And it was in my face. It was like I took a trip of acids or something. I was tripping off of acid because everything was like 3D. And then like everything that I once thought was true and that I was told just didn't matter anymore. It wasn't, it wasn't real.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a meaninglessness to labels and thoughts and it just doesn't mean anything, even though it could be like talked about, but it doesn't like have weight, or I don't know. That's how I'm feeling lately. I'm just like, what am I saying? I don't even care. Like, it doesn't even,
right.
It's just like blah blah blah, blah. It's just It's just automatically talking or something. It's weird.
It is. And that's what brought me to the whole twin flame thing after that. Like once I woke up, I literally woke up from it all, even the twin flame. And that's what I felt like I had to speak about it. Because what I thought was true about twin flames wasn't, it was a facade. It was artificial. It was a story. And I felt like I needed to express myself about it. And I just know other people that are going through this and they really believe in the whole story. And it's painful for them. And if I could just speak about it and someone hear me out and is willing to listen, maybe they'll wake up from it all. Who knows? I don't know if they will. It is what it is, but it's good to speak about it.
Yeah, because you're the only one really talking about it in a non-dual way. And I think it's important that you like tell people it's in a non-dual way, because so other teachers think they're talking non-dual, they're not talking non-dual. Because if you're saying you have to be a certain way to have this happen, you're not talking non-dual. If you say you have to be neutral, you're not talking non-dual. If you say that you have to be on a that's not non-dual.
No,
because non-dual is nothing. You don't have to do shit. The whole person is a story, so it's in the spiritual circles it's like that too. There's non-dual teachers, and they think they're really in a non-dual space. They're not, because they're telling the story. Advice.
Yes. They're
so
telling the story.
And they think like, oh, this is nothing. And they're actualizing the nothingness. Their mind is understanding. It's not about understanding anything. It's not about getting your twin flame. It's not about getting the enlightenment. It's not about you doing anything, because you are the story.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about, because there are a lot of twin flames. They really, really feed into the whole separation thing. And I'm like, you're not separate. There is no separation. And the moment that you realize that, it will be seen at that way. But because they're feeding into that narrative of separation, they're creating this big drawn out story that doesn't need to be there. Only reason why there's separation is because that's how they're seeing it. They're seeing it as separate. There is no separation. And anything can appear as what it is in the story. Like anything can appear. And just because your twin flame isn't showing up in a physical, energetic way doesn't mean that they can't appear in other ways. There's no story behind it. It's what you resonate with. And if something's arising and you're resonating as it is, then it is what it is, because that's what you're resonating with. But a lot of people hold on to that separation thing and union and shit. There is no union. And the reason why there is no union, because there is no separation. They never left. There's no such thing as leaving. That's made up. It's made up.
But you can get someone to get on, let's say, a Zoom call and say, they're physically not here.
Energetically, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, physically, they're not here. What do you mean there's no separation?
Right.
But there is no here anymore. There's no here.
Here.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no nothing. There's no nothing. And it's just what's arising. And if something is arising and you're resonating as it being like a twin flame, then that's what it is. It doesn't have to be in the physical way. It can appear in many ways, because there's no rules to this. There's no rules on how things will appear to happen or arise.
That label, that name.
Yes.
Why can't it just be what's arising?
Exactly.
So,
but
to them, the story
yeah.
in the story, you call it this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes this fucking chase or whatever. I don't know if you're the runner or chaser, but it becomes you're everything. I mean, you're just, but that's also out of our control, right? That like that wasn't. It'll leave when it leaves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, so there's really nothing you can really do.
All you can do, and for those of you that are watching, is just continue to watch my channel. Keep watching, and maybe one day you'll wake up and see like, oh, there is no separation. There's really just nothing. And it's just what's appearing to happen. It's just what's arising. But it's like they cling to that one thing. And that's what gets them stuck.
Yeah. I mean, that's what gets everybody stuck, not just on the twin flame path, but on the spiritual
Oh, yeah.
path is I need that enlightenment. I need to be enlightened. You know, there's nobody here to be enlightened. There's nobody here to get the twin flame. It is nothing. So you're still in the story if you're going to get enlightened, and if you're going to get the twin flame, you're still in the story.
And you know, there's this saying, like, if you focus on something too much, you're just pushing it further away. Well, there's no control over a person focusing on anything, really. Like, I literally feel trapped if I'm trying to prevent myself from doing something. Like, I really feel trapped. Like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I shouldn't do that. Oh no, it's pushing them further away. That's, it's a constricted feeling. Like, just be you, do you. Like, you can't help what's already coming up in the energy for you. It is what it is. And whether you're focusing on that person or not focusing on them, it doesn't matter what you do. It's not going to stop them, and it's not going to, and then they may come. I mean, but there's that one has nothing to do with the other. You're just naturally, organically flowing with what's arising. Like, you're just arising. It's what's arising. You're not trying to control things. And I feel like when a person is worried about, well, I'm focusing too much on them, I shouldn't be obsessive about it, I shouldn't do that. I feel like when they do that, they're really like resisting, and it's okay to resist. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's very fucking uncomfortable because you're trying to get out of what's already appearing to happen. You're trying to get out of it. And that's okay. That's okay. I mean, but I feel like when I'm trying to, like, if I'm doing something, you know, if I'm looking and doing shit and I'm like, oh God, I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Oh God, you know, that's, you know, it's going to keep them, you know, further away. That right there makes me feel like, God, I can't even organically be who the fuck I am, because I'm worried about what other people are going to think or what's going to happen.
So when you live in the story and you haven't had your non-dual awakening, that's how everybody lives, in resistance to what is. And that's what keeps the person a person, keeps them in the story. So that's why you feel like, oh, I can't do that anymore, because you're just authentically this.
Yes.
You know, not authentically you, authentically this, because there's no more you.
Yes.
Because the person is the one that's always, I'm doing this wrong, I should do this, I need to reach. That's the whole secret. I don't care if it's twin flame or you trying to seek a career goal. I don't care. It's the same thing. It's the same thing of wanting and going and doing and pulling up and do all this stuff, you know. So that's what you are trying to tell. I don't know why I'm interpreting everything you're saying, but I feel like when I hear you talk like this, I wish somebody would have told me this before. And I'm trying to say it in a different way so they can hear it. Stop resisting what you're doing and what's happening. If you're chasing, go chase. If you're not, don't. If you're whatever you're doing, you can get out of it anyways. So it's okay. It's all okay.
Yes, it's all okay. It's all
Yeah.
okay. You know, see you look up, somebody must be there.
No, but my boyfriend's I'm talking and he's sitting on the couch, but he fell asleep. You know how in non-dual meetings people just fall asleep? I think
Yeah,
he's here. I think he's hearing the non-dual talk and he's just like,
that is too funny. Were you guys getting ready to leave before we
oh
got on?
yeah. No, we're gonna be like in an hour or something, but I wanted to put my makeup on before because I have some things to do. But yeah, I mean, I love this talk because
Yeah.
it it's all about the resistance, because that's for me, it's in my stomach and it comes and goes. I'm watching it die out. I'm just energy, then it's back in my stomach, and it's this resistance, like, oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. I want to become awakened. Whatever it is, you want your whatever it is you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That piece is it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta let it be there. Let it be there. Let it be there. Let it be there. And then that's
Mm-hmm.
the falling apart of it.
I was watching this lady, and I think I sent the video to Monique, but she was saying like, you'll know when you're coming into union because what did she say? You'll see the name a lot. You'll see the numbers come in a lot. And then the birds will start to come, birds will be drawn to you. And then you'll start to feel like their energy. You'll feel like what they're feeling. And I'm like, see that right there. You telling these people that is getting their hopes up. And they're so vulnerable and they're believing that shit. Cause I was once there and I believe these teachers. I believe them. And I think that's, man, that's what got me more in a depression because I felt like I couldn't get there of where the teachers were. I couldn't get to where they were going. And I didn't need to get anywhere at the end of the day. I didn't need to get anywhere. There was nowhere to get to because everyone's story is different. And it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. There's no magic pill or book that will tell you, or a fucking teacher that will tell you that this is it. And they're coming. If you notice that there's numbers and names and shit. Yes, maybe when you've noticed numbers and names. Now that happened for me. I started to see the name a lot. I saw the car a lot and all that. And then boom, I get a message from him. But I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. That's just how it happened. It just kind of coincided with one another, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen for them that way. Because I don't even know if those one has anything to do with the other. So I'm not going to sit there and sell them a dream and say, yeah, this is how it's going to happen. Because I don't know.
It happened for me too. I thought I was going. And then I don't know how I stumbled on Jim Newman's website.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. And I was cracking up. But then after that, I was like, oh shit, this is it. There's no more getting anywhere. And it was, oh man, I mourned. I mourned getting somewhere. I mourned getting something. I mourned getting them, because you're like on this like path, like going, you're just like think you're gonna go there and there and there. And there's nowhere, there is no there. There is no there.
No, I think I got kind of angry once it appeared to happen over here, realization. Once it appeared to happen, I think I kind of got a little angry. And when I was being uncompromising, I was a bit nasty to people because I felt lied to.
Yeah, you were
because everything that I thought was real wasn't real. And I felt I was programmed to believe that all of that was what it was. All of it is what it is. And here I am not knowing a fucking thing. I'm back to square one, not knowing anything now. I don't know what anything is. And I felt betrayed and just, I don't know. I was pretty fucking angry for a while. But then I got settled into it and now it is what it is. And there's no more discussion about non-duality with my family and friends. I don't discuss that anymore.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah,
that
me too.
stopped. Yeah, see, because there's no like, it's either they're gonna get it or they're not gonna get it, and there's and it's like the way you resonate with it is a resonation of just, oh shit,
There's no words.
there's no words,
It's just, oh, okay. Like you can't, there's nothing to say. There's nothing to say.
nothing to say, because to say something would be the story,
Yeah. And who would say it?
right?
So that's why you're just like, oh, like it's just, oh,
Yeah,
it's awesome. I come in and out of it. So I like it. When
it can be
it's
really intense sometimes for me, you know. Um, I don't know, it's like things after realization appeared to happen, I felt like things started to really like
get worse for
blow
me.
up.
Yeah. I was like, why is this worse right now? Like, how
Yeah,
am
because
I
with
feeling?
spirituality, it's all, oh, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
non-duality, it's like in your face and it's like, get your dukes up, you know, prepare yourself because you're in for a long fucking ride, man.
Yeah.
You're on that damn roller coaster and you're swinging upside down and up and upside down. You know what I
And
mean?
you can't do nothing about it.
No, it's like, God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Even my own daughter was like, what happened to you? Like, you're falling apart, man. Like, yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, because before you're able to keep things inside, you're able to hide from others how you feel, what you're thinking. Now you're just like,
Yeah,
now I'm just like blah 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 blah. I mean,
yeah.
it is like, I mean, it takes like it takes so much energy to keep it inside. I just say it because I can't
I
keep
mean,
it inside. There is no
look,
more inside.
look at me and you. How we went back and forth is because we can't keep it inside no more. So if I was triggering you, you won't let me know that I was triggering you, and then I was letting you know, like, man, don't take it so personal, and you know what I mean. But it is, it just comes out. You can't help it now. Like it's just potty mouth.
But
Like,
but also like most of it's meaningless. It's
yeah,
like there's no like, I don't know. I don't keep thinking about it, and it doesn't
oh
go
no,
on. And then it just needs to come out all the time. I mean, this is just like true, just blah. All
oh
I don't
yeah,
know. I'm losing a sense of using the word, like authentic, because that's like towards a person. Raw, maybe raw is, but I don't know. There's a lot
it's
of
just
things
what's
changing.
appearing. It's just what's arising. It's just what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah,
Really,
yeah,
there's really
yeah,
no like narrative to describe it.
yeah, yeah,
It's just what's appearing to happen, and there's no control over it happening
yeah,
whatsoever. No control. And that's the thing. It's like once you wake up, you realize that there's no control over anything. So to sit and think that you can control how things are going to turn out with the twin flame, it's just you're in for a rude awakening
yeah.
because there is no control over how that situation is going to turn out.
And
You can go by the teachers, huh?
there's no control of when you're gonna awaken. There's no control over
Yeah.
your life, your death, what, nothing. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. So for you to follow this instruction book for your twin flame is really sad. It's really,
It's
really sad,
it's a
especially when I hear
belief.
the stories. Yeah, when I hear the stories of, oh, I've been waiting for 20 years, or I've been this is where it's very hurtful, because
Yeah.
that's a long wasted time.
Well, it's a belief. Like they look at it as Bible. It
Yeah,
becomes like a
yeah.
belief. You're believing in this whole twin flame narrative, this whole story. And and that's exactly what it is. It's a fucking story. It
It's
was
a
made
religion.
up.
It's like a religion.
Yeah, it is a religion. Like it's like a person put a label on a connection that was different than other connections, I guess. And they created this, what they were going through and made it a story. And then other people were listening to that and they started to believe in it. Like, oh, that's what I'm going through. So that must be it. That must be it. But then there's other people that will say other things about twin flames, and then other people resonate with that. And, oh, that's it. Because I went through that. But who's to say what the fuck any of that shit is? We don't know why all that shit appeared to happen the way it did. We don't know. There's no real story behind it. It is what it is. And that's all that is.
Yeah, because you're in a non-dual, like you're speaking non-dual, and there's no knowing, right?
No knowing at all.
There's no labels, there's no meaning, there's just what's appearing to happen. So the twin flame is a story. It's just a story for the person. It's just an illusion.
Same as spirituality. Spirituality is just a story. It's a story. It's that you have to reach certain levels to become Zen. And there ain't no motherfucking levels to reach.
There's no Zen. There's no Zen.
No, there's no Zen. I don't even know what that is. Yeah. But in the story, I guess it's a peaceful thing.
Yeah, but try to stay there.
Right? It's work.
Yeah.
It's work. It's work. You can like get yourself to level up and stay that way, but you got to keep working on it. And honestly, I don't have the patience for it. Like I say mantras, but when I feel like it, I'm not going to be doing it all fucking day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it because that's work for me. It's work.
Well, you do that when you're feeling like it's too much, because sometimes it's too much, So that's your thing that you're doing, and everybody does something else. But yeah, it could be a lot, it's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, when it gets real dark for me, I'm doing it. I say the mantras and I do notice a difference, but I have to keep saying them though, to get it to really just, and then eventually I'm just like, oh, fuck this shit, man. I don't have the patience for this shit. I don't have it.
And then you like even forget you did it. You're just like, whatever.
Oh yeah, you're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's like cat squirrel.
Yeah. It's just nothing lingers, it's just like, oh, it's just boom, to the next thing. You don't even know you were doing that shit. Like it's just constantly just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, what it is, but it's, yeah. I mean,
we're at a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess we're talking about twin flames and non-duality, not the non-duality that some people think. We're talking some real deep shit.
And people may get triggered off of this, and if you get triggered, I completely understand, and this just isn't the channel for you, because I'm not going to change what I'm noticing and feeling because they're getting triggered. It's just you're not ready. You're not ready for this.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm if they want to talk about it and mourn with us, we're available.
Oh, most definitely. And I'll leave a link below my email. If you want to join the Zoom, feel free to email.
Yeah, it's not an easy process, it's really not, but yeah, we're there. But yeah, thanks. It was great.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy your birthday.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.